and welcome to Coffee and, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsockеtradio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee and panel.
Good morning. It is Coffee and time here on ON Radio. Tuesday morning, June 17th, amongst the clouds and the light drizzle out there. This is Joe Callahan, and a good morning to you. Let's say hi to the Coffee and panel this morning. Hi to Linda Thibault. Hi, Linda.
Good morning.
Oh, wait a minute. Can't hear you. Try it again.
Good morning.
There you are. All right. And Ed Cruz here. Hi, Ed.
Hello there.
And it's time for our first message from the Carew Investment Group, so take it away, Ed.
Okay, thanks, Joe. Good morning, everyone. Integrity, trust, service. 3 words that sum up what you can expect from the Carew Investment Group at 2190 Menden Road in Cumberland. Established in 1987, we've been helping local investors to build wealth and guide them through their golden years of retirement using quality stocks of companies that you know, many of which pay quarterly dividends. We also use investment-grade bonds and low-cost exchange-traded funds. To find out more about our services and for a quality, conservative approach to investing, give us a call at 765-8880. Integrity, trust, and service. The Carew Investment Group. Securities offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC, and advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
All right, Ed, thank you very much. Comments and questions can be called in at 766-1240. So I'm going to ask a rhetorical question, but if you have an answer for it, please let me know. And when are people going to learn how to drive? See, it's basically a rhetorical question. Because this is what happened to me this morning. As I'm coming off Route 295 south, going to get on to 146,
right,
going north, where the 99 split is. If you're in a car and you're driving north on 146 and you know you're going to get off onto Route 99 and keep going north, okay, why are you in the left-hand lane? Why are you in the left-hand lane?
Yeah.
So here I come. I got to get over because I want to go up 146 and not go up 99. The guy in the left-hand lane cut right in front of me because he had to go up 99.
Sure.
And I could see it coming.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you just have that feeling.
Yeah.
You know, I think this car is going to do what I think it's going to do. And he did exactly that.
Yeah.
Nope, I got to get on 99 and I'm more important than you. And there he goes. So accident avoided. But
because you were paying attention.
Because I was paying attention.
Yeah.
Because and I know they're working on the flyover bridges, but part of that whole project is they're going to fix that whole intersection with 295, 146, and 99.
Right.
It's all part of the whole big project. I'm sure it's the last part of the project since nothing's been started on it yet. So there. So just something to be aware of when you're coming off 295 south on 146. I'm sure most people are.
Yeah.
But geez, if you're coming up 146 and you're going on the 99, don't be in the left-hand lane.
Yeah. But you know, people do that all the time. Like when I travel up to Southborough on 495.
Yeah.
And you know they want to go into the that exit for Boston, and you know it. They're over here in this left-hand lane, and you're tootling along here, and they just zip right on over like I'm important.
Well,
so
true.
Watch out.
And I saw it many a time.
Yeah.
Maybe Ed, you saw it too, on the Southeast Expressway. If you ever driven up there in Boston, and where Route 93 and Route 3 split in Braintree, there's always people in the left-hand lane. Oh, I don't want to go 93 north. I want to go to Route 3 south.
Right. Yeah.
And then they cut off.
They got to cut off like 3 lanes.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah. You know you see it all the time.
Yeah. You're like, how did no one hurt? How did no one get hit doing that?
Well, because No, but it's scary. But you know what it is? They want to travel fast.
Oh, yeah.
So let's stay in this lane until the 11th hour, then
we'll move over.
Then we'll cut over because I'm more important than they are.
And it's very rare. I don't know if you've ever saw it, Ed. On the same interchange there in Braintree, anybody in the right-hand lane that was going on the Route 3 south say, oh, no, I got to get on 93 north and cut the other way? I have never seen that.
No.
It's always
that
93 to 3 south.
Yeah.
It's never the other way around.
Yeah.
It's like,
exactly the same.
I got to go to the Cape. Well, anyway. All right, we're going to give everyone your opinions. If you want to give it, you have 24 hours or so to soak it all in and digest it, Linda. Raphael Devers is off to San Francisco.
I know.
Were you shocked and chagrined?
I was shocked because I guess I had missed that, And once again, my son with
Oh, you
the
didn't hear it until this
I didn't
morning?
hear. No,
Oh,
I
yesterday
heard
morning?
it yesterday
Okay.
in the morning because
Okay.
who
Most people
knew?
heard it last night, Sunday night.
Sunday. Yeah, I missed that.
Oh, okay.
I missed that.
All
Yeah.
right.
Well, it wasn't. Was there a game? What happened right after that game? Didn't
Well, they
it?
beat the New York Yankees.
Right.
and
They did
Devers-
a clean sweep
and-
too.
Yes, and Devers hit a home run.
Yes, I know.
That was
I
his
know.
last at bat.
Why do you think
Red
I was
Sox.
surprised? Yeah.
So the funny part of the whole thing is
Yeah.
they're all on their chartered bus heading to Logan to get
Yeah.
on the plane to fly to Seattle.
Except
They had to pull over the bus.
for Raffy to get off the bus.
Oh, they got him at the airport. I'm not sure where. Devers, grab your stuff. Let's go.
I know.
And they threw him in a cab back to Fenway, which he probably had to pay for.
Well, yeah.
Grab your stuff and get on another flight. You
I
go to
know.
San Francisco.
They wait to. Well, they remember when Christian, what was his name? Christian Vald, the catcher.
Yes.
They did that with him. Only they did it the night of the game and said, "Oh no, you're playing for that team now." Yeah, they do 11. Yeah, I think they wanted more money. You know, what's his name, Henry?
Well, he saves money.
Well, a lot.
All
Because
of it. The
all of
entire
it, because
contract,
that's
yeah.
what I mean. So once again, it's the bottom dollar.
All right.
Yeah.
Ed, shocked?
No,
No?
I'm surprised it took that long.
Really? Well, that's what I said yesterday. Shocked, yes. Who trades their best hitter?
Yeah.
It's so rare. But there's something going on. Like you always say, Linda, you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
We don't know what's going on behind.
Right.
But
Right. You know, I know he wasn't a team player and he didn't want to give up third base and all of that, but he was still hitting quite well. But I think conspiracy.
all right.
You know, they saved a lot of money by doing that because that
Well, yes.
that team bought the rest of his contract, so he's got a lot of millions of dollars in his pocket now, Mr.
Now,
Henry.
now, John Henry and
John Henry, that's his
and
first
Sam
name.
Kennedy. No, John Henry and Craig Bresel did a Zoom thing last night at 8:00 to talk about this thing. And the story we have this morning: Boston Red Sox officials say they traded Rafael Devers because the situation had reached a quote an inflection point.
What does that mean?
What does that mean? I don't know. Red Sox president Sam Kennedy says the team then acted boldly. They acted boldly and decisively and made a deal that they feel serves their best interests in the short and long term. They always say that when they make a
Of
trade.
course they do.
Chief Baseball Officer Craig Bresel admits the trade looks a little questionable on paper. A little questionable? However, he says this is about trying to put together the most functional and complete team they can. I think the operative word there is functional.
Functional.
Something's going on.
Yeah.
This is kind of like, and you must remember this, Ed and Linda, and I brought it up yesterday. This is when Nomar was traded in 2004.
Uh-huh.
The fans loved Nomar.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and the majority of fans loved
Yeah.
Rafael. But in the clubhouse, there was just chaos
Yeah.
going on because of Nomar.
Yeah.
And now probably because of Devers as well.
Well, you know, he wasn't being a team player.
All right.
And I get that.
And you know who else said that yesterday? David Ortiz.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, he didn't really call out Devers. He goes, but he said, and I'm going to paraphrase. Well, go ahead. What did he say, Ed?
Well, he said, your player's biggest enemy
Is
is
your
his ego.
Yeah. And when you're here,
Yeah. Okay.
or when you're playing any team,
that's
you're
smart
playing.
for Poppy.
You're
Yeah,
playing
yeah.
for the team,
For the team. You're part of it. You're
not your
right.
ego.
There's no I in team.
And so you're absolutely right. Now, Ed, the question back to you. Back in your supermarket days,
Yeah.
as the owner manager kind of thing, how many times are you going to hear? Are you going to tell a certain employee to go do something, and they tell you no before you say, "Please leave"?
One.
Well,
You're right.
exactly. No. Well,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah. Yeah.
Devers, we want you to go to DH because Bregman's going to play third. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. No, and in any management position, it doesn't have to be a sport. It has,
No, it's any-
like,
it's any
you know, if like one of my nurses went,
Organization.
and team is the most important thing. Is no matter what, whether it's a sports team or a team that in your business, it's very important to have that team
And then
want to do what you want them
Right.
to do.
And then
Yeah.
Casas gets hurt.
Yeah.
Devers, we want you to take some reps at first base. No.
No. Yeah.
No?
No. Yeah.
And so Henry and Breslow fly
Yeah.
out to Kansas City
Yeah.
to have a talk with him.
Yeah.
And I guess that probably went nowhere
Yeah.
And then when they come back from that, okay, let's start the wheels in
Yeah.
motion
Yeah.
quietly and see if we can get rid of and dump this
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
And they got rid of his money. Now, who they got in return? That's what's questionable.
Well, they said 2 pitchers. And
Well, one pitcher
and draft
actually,
choice or something
actually,
like.
actually 3. There were 3 pitchers and an infield
Yeah.
player. A left-hander is going to be in Boston. Another left-hander has already been sent to Worcester.
It was on the IL.
Right, and two others are in
Really?
are very low minor leagues.
Oh.
Maybe we see them and maybe we don't. So we really got 2 players for this guy, and one already went to
And
the
a
minor
lot
leagues.
of money.
Who's
Yeah.
hurt? And
Yeah.
is the one that went to Boston? He's still
Yeah.
hurt too. Harrington, I think that's his name.
I don't know. I thought the guy that went to Boston was okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't
But
know
yet-
which one of those guys is on the
But
injured list.
you know, I saw the poll that they were doing, and most people support that he was traded.
And I'm okay that
Yeah.
he's gone.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, I'm surprised that he was there that
Did
long.
that long?
you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
But-
I was just surprised to hear it because I was surprised to hear
All
it.
right.
Actually, I think the timing is good.
Yeah.
So now they got
Yep.
these 4 guys for the future,
Yep.
if
Yeah.
nothing more, and they got $250 million back that they don't have to pay out.
Right.
So that's in their
Well, they have more
Right.
money
Their
to do
account.
what they need to do.
and the trading deadline is in
It's
30
coming.
days.
Yeah.
So now you've got an opportunity to go after
Somebody else. Yeah.
and use money instead of trying to trade off.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
All right, we did get no
Or they
called
can
in.
trade off because they get a lot of guys.
Yeah. We got a note that was called in at 7661240. It just says, it's a shocking trade, and this person says, a shocking trade at a bad time. The Sox, after fumbling around for 60 games, have found their stride. They won again last night, by the way.
I was 2-0 when I
2-0.
went to bed.
And Roman
yeah.
Anthony got his first home run.
Yes, I saw. Yeah.
So
Roman,
they
yeah.
find their stride.
Yeah.
They swept the Yankees, and the enthusiasm has returned to the Sox fans. Yet it's certainly all about the dollars and the bad rapport with Devers. However, the players obtain no immediate positive impact on the team. That's true. What a humiliating kick to the butt for Red Sox Nation. Well,
Yeah.
you know, you always, whenever you make a trade, you always cross your fingers and hope it all works out in the
Yeah.
end. And
Yeah.
it does it sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't. You know?
But
There's always
in
bad
Red Sox
trades.
Nation, any
Yeah.
trade is always criticized.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I heard that all yesterday.
Well, that goes back a very long way.
Why didn't we get San Francisco's top prospect
Yeah.
in return? Well, I don't know. We're not part of the negotiations of why it went down the way it did.
Yeah.
And but the fun thing's going to be, let's see, today is Tuesday.
Yeah.
So Thursday, if you want to stay up late, the Red Sox play San Francisco
Yeah.
Thursday and Friday,
Yeah.
and 10 o'clock.
I know.
game
I know.
starts.
As I said, it was
Yeah.
2-0 when I went to bed.
And we'll see if
yeah.
now he'll probably play third because their third baseman is hurt.
Yeah. Could be.
Chapman is his name. So
I'm sure if they tell him to go play third, he's not going to say no.
he's not going to say no. That's where I wanted to play in the first place.
Yeah.
And
I think another part of it too is that was you get like, what was it, a 10-year contract, 11-year contract, something like
It
that.
was
when
a
they signed it
long-
first
it was
time,
a
like, yeah.
long-
Yeah,
yeah.
you know, I think the guy
it goes to
every year,
2033.
right?
Yeah.
Every year that he comes in, he's heavier.
He's more out of
Yes.
shape than the year before.
How is he going to be in 5 years? How is he
Yeah.
going to be
Yeah.
in the last 5 years of
Yeah,
his
right.
contract?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
I don't know. We'll see. So and maybe he does great in San Francisco. Maybe we'll see.
Perhaps.
You know, Nomar went off to Chicago when he was mediocre, and then they got rid of him.
Yeah.
And then I think he went to Los Angeles, and eventually he retired and like that. And you know, okay, let's see. Enough about Raphael. Enough about Raphael.
I know.
He's moved on. All right. According to the Attorney General of Rhode Island, Peter Nerona, the state is getting nearly $30 million. There's a nationwide opioid settlement. All U.S. states and territories, all 55 U.S. states and territories, will receive a share of the $7.4 billion settlement. And so we're going to get $30 million. This is the settlement with Purdue Pharma.
Purdue? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the Sackler family. Do you know about them, Ed?
Well, I know of the company. I know that they own a
They-
bigger shareholder. But
Is this going to hurt them? This to pay out this money, $7.4 billion, or are they worth a ton more?
I don't know what they have, but I'm sure that there's some insurance money
Yeah.
involved in there.
Yeah. All right. Nerona says the role of the Purdue Pharma and the Sackler family in the opioid epidemic cannot be understated. They are responsible for hundreds of thousands of lives lost or damaged, families broken, and communities in pain. Ed, in a nutshell, you got to refresh my memory. What did they do?
They seem to be promoting the use of whatever this. This is an old case.
Right,
This-
it must
they
go back
were-
to a number
you
of
know,
years.
They were kind of like promoting this to be used.
After surgery stuff?
I don't remember the exact
Like
details.
as a painkiller?
Yeah,
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
it's a painkiller.
And what? And people got hooked on it.
yeah. I
Is
guess
basically what
so.
happened.
Mhm,
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, all right. So, so that money's coming. So, okay, that's good there. It's a short week on the trading weekend.
Yes,
because
the
of
stock
Thursdays?
market's closed Thursday of all days.
Okay.
Yeah, Thursday.
And so, does that mean
because of Juneteenth.
Juneteenth? Does that mean more trading before it happens and pretty less on Friday?
Yeah,
You
Friday.
talked about
can
it. Well,
hang it
basically, it's a
up.
4-day weekend.
You know, Friday's going to be like, yeah, right. That's exactly what it's going to turn out to be. You
Yeah.
know? Friday
In summer,
in the summer,
basically.
everybody's heading out to the beach.
Okay.
You know,
And let's
The
take Monday off
Hamptons.
too. Make it
The
a 5-day.
Hamptons.
Yeah.
We're heading to the Hamptons. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So okay, so things will be churning today, tomorrow.
today and tomorrow, because you got a Fed meeting today and tomorrow.
You
So
do,
you know
okay.
that's going to be kind of like the important thing, and then what's going on with Israel and Iran is kind of like top of the list of things to watch.
Right. Okay. I forget what Trump called the who's the head of the Fed?
Jerome Powell.
Powell.
Yeah,
okay.
Powell.
What's his nickname for him?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, it's something about waiting.
He's got nicknames
Yeah,
for
it's like
everybody.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
No wait Powell because he waits forever to make a decision. Did
Yeah.
you hear? I heard that last week.
No.
All right. Well, I want a nickname from Trump. But
You
I
want
haven't
a
got one yet.
nickname for Trump?
I want him to give me one. Wouldn't that be cool?
Oh, okay.
You want? I thought you said you wanted one for Trump.
No. I want
Well,
him.
there are
him,
plenty of those out there.
Yeah, right, really.
him
Yeah.
to give me one. See how that
Okay.
works out.
Well, we'll have to think of a special one.
All right, thanks, Linda. All right, we're gonna take
Conspiracy Joe.
Well, I was thinking
that's not good. That doesn't roll off the tongue very well.
it's going to be
Oh,
short and sweet.
Yeah.
We'll,
All right, we're gonna
we'll figure something out.
we're gonna take our first break here in the Coffee Ad program. So, Ed, time for a second message from the Carew Investment Group.
Okay, thanks again, Joe. Good morning again, everyone. Ed Carew here of the Carew Investment Group at 2190 Mendon Road in Cumberland, Rhode Island.
That was me.
Drunk again, huh?
Nothing to worry about.
Okay, are you retired or retiring soon? Well, that's great. Congratulations. You may be retiring, but your money can't afford to retire. I'm Ed Carew of the Carew Investment Group at 2190 Mendon Road, Suite 3 in Cumberland, Rhode Island. At the Carew Investment Group, we offer personal investment management of client money, especially from the proceeds of their 401k distribution after they leave the workforce. So to find out more about our services and for professional management of your investments, you can call me or Paul at 765-8880. Securities are offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC. Advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
It's good. All this stuff is waterproof. Let me tell you that.
Yeah.
All right, more
You're all
co-
cleaned up over there now?
Not quite yet. More coffee ants coming your way. Please stick around.
ON Radio.
Transforming your house into a home is what they do at Cumberland Kitchen and Bath Design Center. Kitchen trends for 2025 include big color, open shelving, mixed materials, hardware reimagined, keeping it green, and room to gather. Kevin and his crew at Cumberland Kitchen can show you the latest trends and possibly something you have not thought of. Visit CumberlandKitchen.com or stop into the showroom in the McDonald's Plaza on Mendon Road, Cumberland, just off Route 295. Cumberland Kitchen and Bath Design Center.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Some people just know they can save hundreds on home and auto insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check your house sitter has the new code first, before leaving for vacation.
System lockout.
But that's the code!
Contacting authority.
I'm out of here.
Oh, seriously, the car too?
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a home and auto bundle that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Potential savings vary. Allstate Vehicle and Property Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook,
The
Illinois.
Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee Roasters. All their coffee is roasted right here in Rhode Island. Down East Coffee Roasters is available at all Little General stores. Coffee in here on OED Radio. Having a little trouble with our with some of our controls here, and let's see. Let's hear. Hello, hello, hello. Ed, can we hear from you? How about you, Linda? No. Let's see. Interesting. Well, we'll keep moving along here. There we go. All right, that's a little better. So, what else is new? All right. Let's see. Now, this is not a rhetorical question, but is this vandalism or is it not? Now, the person was arrested for vandalism in East Providence, and this is what he did. It's Pride Month, and there was a crosswalk in East Providence painted with the Pride flag, and he was arrested because he was seen by the police of peeling his tires out and leaving skid marks across the Pride crosswalk, and he was arrested for vandalism. Now, if it was a regular crosswalk and didn't have the Pride flag on it, and he did this, would he been arrested? I don't know. Would he, Ed?
I don't know. I don't know either. Seems to me that if you're going to arrest them for peeling out and leaving rubber on a crosswalk, it should be any crosswalk.
Well, I guess that's what they're going with. You know, what you did, you can't do that at any time. It's just this one happened to be the Pride one.
Yeah.
All right. Police say he vandalized the crosswalk on Sunday with the tire skid marks. He was arrested and arraigned on It's a vandalism charge. He'll be back in pretrial conference on July 8th. So, you think would he be charged with a hate crime?
Well, that was what was going through my brain. But the thing is, you're right. It was vandalism, no matter what color it was.
I don't know. Is that vandalism?
Well, is it vandalism? Or you shouldn't be doing.
It's a motor vehicle offense.
Offense.
All right.
Yeah.
It's a
so it wasn't intentional.
Moving vehicle offense.
Right.
I don't know that is vandalism.
Perhaps I think you're right. Yeah. To call it vandalism, but I don't think you should be doing that.
Well,
so
no.
it's a motor vehicle. What would you call it? Crossing the line of traffic because they probably did a.
But you see skid marks on the road all the time.
Yeah.
When's the last time someone else got a ticket for that?
Right. Unless I
don't know.
You see, when you said that to me, actually, what I saw, it looked like it was an intentional thing because it went right across. It's not like, whoops, I've got to slow down and and there's skid marks. It looks as though it was an intentional, the way it was curved, but we're not there, so only the police know that.
It probably,
You know what I mean? That it wasn't just I needed to stop quickly and I've got skid marks.
It was with hindsight being 2020. Yeah, he probably did it on purpose because that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
That he stopped and
That's
then revved the tires,
right.
then took off.
Right.
So, all right. So, I hope they keep it at just.
Prove intent.
Well, you can't exactly.
It's incredibly difficult.
Yeah. So they'll probably get tossed out, and it's only a motor vehicle. Don't do this. kind of
Don't do it
thing.
again, and
Yeah.
pay $100 fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I think they're going to repaint it. I think I read that yesterday
Yeah.
on Channel 12's website. So, all right. What else is going on? Officials with Barrington Public Schools. It's always good when something not good happens in Barrington because you makes you feel good about yourself. Barrington Public Schools say police are investigating a bus monitor after a serious allegation was reported. The alleged incident happened last Thursday, but they're not giving out any further details.
Oh.
Yeah. School Superintendent Robert Wargo says the bus monitor is employed by Ocean State Transit, and that person will not be returning to work in the district. And the Rhode Island Department of Children, Youth, and Families has been notified.
That doesn't sound good.
No, no. When they get notified, that's not good. Boy. So, but now we're left to our own devices to come up with as many conspiracy theories as we can of what has happened with the bus monitor and why have the DCYF been notified.
Well, I mean, there had to have been some interaction there with the child for them to call in the DCYF.
That's what would it be with their child though? Now, if you're the bus monitor and you don't have any of your kids on the bus, and there's a serious allegation going against you, against Linda, why would DCYF be notified? But if it's with your child, then they should be notified. If it's against another child, you would just go to the police, wouldn't they?
I don't know. I think it's with any child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's what's going on in Barrington, and they won't give us any other details about that. We've got a new law that's going into effect. The Rhode Island Governor Dan McKee has signed. It's now the Purple Alert bill. We've got the Amber Alert, and we got the Silver Alert, and now we get Purple. And this is for adults that have serious disabilities. That go missing.
Right.
Like dementia or things like that. And so now you got to learn all your new colors all over again to figure out which. Is it too many colors, or should we just make it all one big? Let's just call it I don't know, blue. There's a blue alert. It means that for everybody. Too many colors? Are we gonna have to do this in Massachusetts, Ed?
I don't know. How many colors are there? I mean,
Well, right now,
I know of the Amber Alert, but
Silver.
There's a silver
The
alert
silver
too.
alert.
what's that?
If you're 65 or older,
That's if
and
you or
and
I
go
get
missing.
lost. Amber's with
Yes, Amber was somebody's name.
Right. Yeah, and I'm surprised they're not going with the Linda Alert because this is a result of
that woman?
that woman that was special needs.
Yeah.
That was kidnapped and kept for a little bit.
So,
yeah.
you never heard of a silver alert, Ed?
Can't say that I have.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's just when usually they have dementia and they've walked away from their home, kind of thing, and now we try to find them.
Yeah, or driven away.
Yeah.
Or driven away. Yeah.
And they put out the license plate registration and say be on the lookout for this, Honda Accord and with the mass plates like this.
It's for you and I, Ed.
Just for you and I, yeah.
You're silver hair.
It's a silver hair thing. I'm catching up to you guys.
Yeah. I see that.
All right. Deliberations continue in Dedham with Karen Reed. Nothing came out yesterday.
Nothing.
And they said, okay, they'll be back at it again today. I don't know who this favors. If they deliberate for a longer period of time. So they did not send any questions or notes to the judge during their deliberations yesterday. So they were just all hashing it out amongst themselves. Well, we know all the rest of that fun stuff. So it's just hurry up and wait.
Yeah, well, they have lots to
Go over?
Yeah, there were a lot of charges. I listened to the instructions of the judge. There was a lot of stuff. Like there were three counts, but each count had sub counts to them.
Did it?
Some had 5 and 6 things.
Yeah.
Didn't they send back to the judge? Can we vote not guilty or on some of the charges, and then the judge set it back and said, no, they couldn't have that.
I don't know. They have
Yeah.
lots of evidence to look at as well.
Sure.
That came up with this one. So.
All right. Well, that continues today. We'll keep an eye on that and see if anything happens throughout the day today. All right. We're going to take a break here in the Coffee and program, and more coming your way. You got to take a look at the forecast, which is being brought to you by, hang on here, Compassion International.
Cloudy skies with a chance of showers today, high of 70. Tonight, cloudy skies, overnight low of 63. Wednesday's weather, mostly cloudy and a high of 78. Mostly sunny and hot with a high of 90. And 82 with a breeze from the west.
Currently outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street with the cloudy skies, a little light drizzle. We have 62 degrees. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at crohnscolitisfoundation.org.
Furniture and best mattress store is Colitis Furniture. They have a lot of new collections that have just hit the showroom floor. Come and see Colitis Furniture, 2-floor, 25,000 square foot showroom packed with great deals and brand name merchandise. Recliners, couches, dinette sets, and of course bedroom furniture with mattresses are at Colitis Furniture, and they offer delivery. No credit needed options and 1-year finance options. Colitis Furniture, 598 Wood Avenue, Woonsocket.
WIC is a supplemental nutrition program that plays a crucial role in improving the health and well-being of children by providing families with access to healthy foods, nutritional education, and other essential services. WIC programs help improve the long-term health outcomes of mothers and children by ensuring all eligible families have access to cost-free nutrition resources they need to thrive. If you or someone you know could benefit from WIC, go to health.ri.gov/WIC, sponsored by the Rhode Island Broadcasters Association.
Local and live at 99.5 FM.
Coffee and here on ON AM and FM. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here, along with Ed Carew and Linda Tebow, and let's see other things going on. Governor Maura Healey, Ed, she's hosting all the Northeast governors and the Canadian premiers.
Yes.
They're all
yes.
coming down. They want to discuss key issues that they all face, mostly tariffs and things like that. The group held a closed-door session yesterday before emerging for a roundtable discussion. The group usually meet once a year to discuss issues that are shared by the states and provinces in the region. Healy says that she expects good things to come from the meeting and pledges to work towards ensuring a better flow of trade.
Stronger by telling their stories is not just a tagline.
We will see.
We'll see. Yeah.
Did all New England states and New York show up? And how many provinces are we talking about in Canada? How many premiers are there?
Check out any of our 5
Well,
editions
not up
or
in my
visit
county.
valleybreeze.com for more.
There's so many provinces and
Staples
I thought there
presents.
was only
That
one.
was easy.
So I was taking my side hustle full time,
Oh, move, my friend.
and I
They
needed
do.
to
They
find
have a
everything
prime
in one
minister.
stop.
Like finding
They're the
Bigfoot
prime
riding a
minister.
unicorn.
So how many premiers
So
are
I hit the Staples Easy button.
Yeah.
Staples had everything for a new office and print
All
services
right.
for
Is
flyers and
it just the
brochures.
East Coast provinces and not the West Coast ones? I mean, where do we
Well, I,
make
I
the
would think
cutoff?
if they're meeting with Canada, they're going to meet with everyone, especially if they're talking about tariffs.
Okay, but
Yeah.
if you're from Saskatchewan,
Yeah.
out there in the Canadian Rockies,
Yeah.
I don't know. That took place yesterday, so there we go. Up in Boston, the U.S. Marshals arrested 117 fugitives during a 2-month targeted Massachusetts operation in April and May. Wow. The fugitives were located in 9 different cities in the Commonwealth, wanted for crimes that include homicide, sex offenses, and assault. Suspects with ties to drug trafficking and criminal organizations were also the focus of the operation. And the targeted cities in Massachusetts, Boston, Brockton, Lynn, New Bedford, and Worcester.
Wow.
All the small cities.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so that's what.
Well, that's
going
good.
on
If,
there.
if they're taking the criminals, that's a good thing.
Well, right, and then that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
All right, they want the minimum wage to go up in Rhode Island. Linda grimaced at.
Yeah. Well, when it goes up, then everything gets more expensive, especially like with the small businesses.
Yep.
That everything then has an impact on the price of things.
Yep.
Am I right, Ed? You're the money guy.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they want to. It's right now. It's in Rhode Island. Minimum wage is $15 an hour. They want it to go to $16 on this coming January.
And that's still
I mean,
not
right
a
away.
living, but that's still not a living wage.
Well, they're not saying it's a living wage.
No, but
Yep.
Minimum wage should not be a living wage.
yeah,
In my opinion, a
Right.
minimum wage should be an entry-level position to get you into the workforce. That's where a kid
That-
coming out of
right,
school
exactly.
who works at minimum
High school,
wage
college,
and,
right.
and learns how to work with other people.
And-
It's a socialization. It's a learning a trade.
Right.
And it's if you want to make more than minimum wage, be more than a minimum employee.
Get it,
something.
right.
Improve yourself.
exactly. That's what those jobs were intended to be.
But now-
started working
Well,
part-time.
no, and that's
used
why
to
I
be
say
$1.10 an hour, and I couldn't wait to get to $1.25. But I didn't wait until they raised the minimum wage to
Do it for
$1.25.
you.
Well, I remember when I was a nurse's aide making $1 an hour too.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
we helped the nurses and we did good work.
And you tried to learn something new.
And
so
we
that you
did, and
could
then
be-
voila, now
you-
you're a
so you could
registered
be
nurse.
promoted to a
You go
different
to
position.
college and you become a registered nurse. So that's the thing, So, but that's what I mean when it's still not a living wage. So it was never intended to be.
Yep.
Exactly.
But they want it to go to $16 this coming January, and then in 2027 they want it to go to $17.
Yeah, but
You
see,
know,
all of
every year
that,
it
all
goes
of
up.
that's going to hurt the small businesses.
No, it's going to make it more expensive, and it's going to make fewer and fewer people that are going to be hired because of that.
Yep.
Right.
And they're talking about
When you go to a retail shop now
Yeah.
and you try to find somebody who's working there,
Yeah.
you go into one of
Yeah.
the local
Yeah.
drugstores and you got to go hunting down aisle 4 to find somebody to run the register for you.
Right,
So they're
exactly.
going to put in
yeah.
more self-checkouts,
yeah.
and they're going to put in
Yeah.
more kiosks to order your food when you go to a McDonald's type place.
Right, and the small businesses, the non-for-profits, really get hurt. They to do what it is they do, and they're non-for-profit. It really hurts those businesses for sure.
and the opponents say that it'll force layoffs.
Well,
So now you're not making
that's what I'm
zero
saying.
money an hour.
Right.
Yeah.
'Cause
Well,
now you might not have
exactly,
any.
That's
exactly.
what happens.
Because they can't afford to keep the people. So
It's funny.
I
that-
think the intent is good. People think
Yeah.
they're helping people by doing stuff like that, but got to look at all sides of it, not just one side.
It's funny. That John Ward tells the story of going into McDonald's, and even the workers there don't want to talk to you. And he looks at the kiosk and then goes to the counter.
Yeah.
And now the workers at the counter, they don't know what to do.
Yeah.
That man wants to talk to us. He hasn't ordered anything yet. I wonder what he wants.
Right.
So it's a bizarre mindset
Yeah.
that some of these workers have. And if that's what they want, they're just gonna point at the kiosk. Sorry, sir, you got to order over there. We don't. unconscious victim from the wreckage in a wooded area off the highway. The man was pronounced dead at Sturdy Memorial Hospital, and so they're investigating the cause of the crash. So that happened Sunday night on Route 95. All right. You know, we got everything that's going on between there's Israel and the Gaza, and then Israel and Iran. So you can relax because Caitlyn Jenner is no longer in Israel. She got out. She was stuck in the country due to the conflict with Iran, but
Oh, really?
she was able to get out.
Oh, good.
Can you sleep better?
I didn't know she was in jeopardy.
Well, she really wasn't, but she was just she's
There.
in the country that's
Yeah,
bombing another country. She was in Tel Aviv, actually,
I did not know that.
to be the guest of honor at their. We're not the only country. Israel was doing Tel Aviv was doing a city's gay pride celebration.
Oh,
So
Okay.
she was there for that.
Oh.
But it was called off after Israel and Iran began throwing missiles at each other.
well,
Got to draw the line somewhere.
wise choice.
And she's 75, reportedly able to leave the country by land and went into Jordan to escape the fighting. Is that a better place to go?
Ah,
Jordan. And in a post on X, Jenner said, "What an amazing way to celebrate Shabbat, and we will win, and thank the people of Israel for their help."
mm-hmm.
So, there you go. All right, that'll do it for
My pleasure.
All right, Annette Carew, thanks for coming in.
Always a pleasure.
All right, I'm here this afternoon, and don't forget about Gary Smith coming up. FM. We'll talk again tomorrow as well. Bye.
Did my watch stop? Or